good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're joining us. Glad to have you in here. If you're in the U.S., it's early. We had to start a little bit early because of a scheduling conflict. But today, no slides, just going to talk with you about our subject, which is a simple question that stumps most founders. Who exactly writes the check for your product? Not who influences it, not who uses it, but who literally signs the purchase order. If you pause for more than 3 seconds when asked this question, then we certainly need to talk. This past week, I was on calls with 3 founders from 3 different countries, all preparing for their 2026 US market breakout. All had the same blind spot. Picture this: 3 smart teams, 3 strong products, 3 very well-funded companies, all planning to make 2026 their breakout year in the US market. Trade shows booked, content calendars ready, some even planning BDR hires. But when I asked them who specifically they were selling to and why those people would care, I got the same pause every time. This is exactly what we've been talking about all month in our Don't Skip the Foundation series. You can't build a scalable revenue engine on assumptions. Let me show you the 4 mistakes they were about to make and how we fix them, and hopefully how you can avoid them. How you can seriously don't do that. Mistake number 1, assuming that your ideal customer profile translates. The first founder told me, we target mid-market healthcare companies. That's not an ICP, that's more of a market sector. In Europe, they sold to medical directors. In the US, IT controls the budget and medical influence the spec. Their entire messaging strategy was 3 levels too technical. But even if you get the buyer right, mistake number 2 could still kill your pipeline. Mistake number 2 is building campaigns before messaging. I watched one team burn $40,000 on LinkedIn ads using their European pitch deck messaging. 0 meetings. Why? Because US healthcare buyers don't care about innovative analytics solutions. They care about regulatory compliance and risk reduction. They were speaking features when their buyers actually needed outcomes, which leads to mistake number 3, the hiring trap. We need more reps usually means our founder closes deals, but nobody else can. One of those teams had a founder with a 60% close rate, which was awesome, but the reps were at 20%. Hiring more reps won't fix a broken handoff. You need to document exactly how the founder sells before you can scale it. And the final mistake? Launching blind. According to Gartner, 77% of B2B buyers say their last purchase was extremely complex. Yet, most founders enter the US market without knowing their true sales cycle, win rate, or even their deal size. They're planning campaigns with European metrics that just don't translate. So what's the fix? A 4-week ICP sprint that gives you surgical precision. And yes, I know I said surgical. That's for you healthcare folks. The ICP Sprint Framework. Here's the breakdown. Week 1 focuses on market mapping. Prioritize your verticals by deal size potential and identify regional clusters. Remember that the US market is not a monolithic market. You can make the case that it's 50 different countries, but probably even more legitimately, there's 15 to 16 different regions. Week 2 is buyer persona development. Interview 10 to 15 customers about their actual buying process. These are people that actually write the checks for what you're selling. Week 3 covers message testing. Test value props with real prospects via LinkedIn. Week 4, account targeting. Build validated lists of your 200 plus ideal accounts. This sprint is what we're spotlighting this week in all of our content because 2026 planning starts right now. US buyers begin their technology planning in the previous year, typically Q2 to Q3. In Q1, they plan out how they're going to do it. In Q2 and 3, they actually start spending that money. So it's not too late, and especially because most of your sales cycles run anywhere between 90 and 180 days. If you want to close deals in 2026, though, you need that message market fit by January. Next week, I want you to come back and join us because we'll be diving into something that keeps founders up at night. Walking into board meetings, hoping nobody asks you the hard questions about your pipeline. I recently had a discovery call with a founder who had raised $5 million, built a solid health tech platform. And when I asked how he keeps his board updated, he kind of just shrugged and said, I normally wing it. That's a $5 million business with no revenue dashboard, like a car with no with no speedometer, or driving down the road with blacked out windows. Here's what we'll cover next week: the 4 numbers that build board confidence: pipeline coverage, source attribution, stage velocity, and win-loss intelligence. If you can't answer these in 30 seconds, you're not board ready. We'll talk about why simple systems beat fancy dashboards. Your board doesn't need polish, they just need clarity. We'll show you exactly what works versus what looks impressive. From defensive to strategic, how clean go-to-market data transforms your board relationship, from explaining excuses to leading with insights. This is especially critical headed into Q4 when boards expect cuts, focus, and ARR clarity. If you can't explain where revenue is coming from, you're flying blind into 2026. We'll go live this at 9 a.m. next week, not 8 a.m., across LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. Perfect timing if you've got year-end board meetings or investor updates coming up. Look, I've seen many good companies burn cash and time because they rush to tactics without nailing the fundamentals. If you're planning to scale, hire, or enter the U.S. market in 2026, start with this ICP work. I've got the same worksheet we've used with those 3 founders. It walks you through the entire sprint. Comment ICP down below or send me a DM and I'll share it. Or if you want to talk through your specific situation, book a discovery call. We'll provide the link in the comments. Because when your go-to-market foundation is solid, board meetings become strategy sessions instead of interrogations. The foundation matters more than the facade.